Back in the early days of the internet, founders had a massive advantage. At that time, simply moving a manual process onto a screen made the experience 10 times better. Before you had a glowing blue dot on your phone guiding you turn by turn, navigation meant unfolding a massive paper grid on your steering wheel and hoping you didn't miss a turn. If you wanted to hear a specific song, you didn't click a button. You drove to a retail store, flipped through plastic cases, and paid $15 for an entire CD just to get the 2 tracks you actually wanted. Early digital products like Google Maps and Napster were competing against paper and plastic. Because the analog alternatives were so inefficient, the first version of the digital world felt magical. But the era of winning by just putting things online is over. The baseline has shifted. If you try to launch a consumer product today using that same 1999 playbook, you are competing against a world that is already digital, and you will likely fail. Right now, we are seeing a flood of founders using AI to cut their overhead. They are removing human support teams and replacing them with automated voice agents and chatbots. The problem is that a service that is only 95% as good as a person is a step backward for the consumer. It feels like talking to a machine that doesn't understand your problem, creating more friction, not less. The next generation of massive consumer companies will be built by people who ignore simple cost cutting. They will use this technology to deliver an experience that is 100 times better than what we consider normal. But there is a hurdle here. Most of us are so used to mediocre service, like waiting for hours in a hospital under fluorescent lights, that we accept it as the ceiling. It is hard to build a premium experience if you have never personally encountered one. If your mental baseline for healthcare or banking is a phone tree or a waiting room, you will only ever build a 10% improvement. You miss the actual opportunity because you are optimizing a broken system instead of replacing it with something better. History shows that progress usually happens when we take the exclusive luxuries once reserved for kings and find a way to give them to everyone else. Look at travel. Most of us use aggregators to find the cheapest flight, but the wealthy use a fixer, a local expert who knows exactly where to go, bypasses every tourist trap, and manages every detail of the trip so the traveler never has to think. Or banking. While standard customers navigate automated declines, private wealth clients have a senior representative they can simply text. If a problem arises, a human they know personally solves it instantly. Elite households even have what is called invisible maintenance. Instead of clicking through search results to buy household goods, the items they need simply appear in the cabinets before they even run out. This is the preemptive service of a luxury resort concierge, but applied to the mundane details of a normal home. We see the same gap in education. While the public system uses a one-size-fits-all model, those with unlimited resources hire bespoke tutors who tailor every lesson to the specific way a single student learns. These standard systems weren't built to be excellent. They were built to be functional at a massive scale. They are defined by the trade-offs required to serve everyone at once. The secret is that you don't need to invent a new experience from scratch. You just have to identify the effective, unscalable luxuries that already exist for the wealthy and figure out how to automate them. To find those ideas, top founders use a specific thought experiment to stretch their imagination past what seems practical. This is the famous 11-star experience framework, a concept popularized by Airbnb's Brian Chesky. You start by asking what a standard 5-star check-in looks like. Then you imagine a 6-star version, where a car meets you at the airport. You keep going until you hit an 11-star fantasy, like a personalized parade that marches you from the plane to your front door. The point isn't to actually build the parade. The goal is to force your brain out of the 10% better trap and identify what a truly premium version of your product would actually feel like. We know this works because we've seen it with ride-sharing. Uber didn't invent the luxury of a private driver. They used an interface to make that elite service available at the push of a button. Modern AI follows this same path. Its real value is that it acts as an engine for infinite personalization, allowing us to offer bespoke care to everyone. Historically, bespoke service required a human expert to focus on a single wealthy client, making it too expensive. AI removes that labor cost. It clones that expert's logic, offering that same personalized attention to millions simultaneously. This creates a massive opening for new products. With the cost of elite expertise gone, we can provide every person with the same quality of service once reserved for a head of state. It's a continuation of a long-term trend. Most people today already have access to higher quality healthcare than a president did a century ago. So stop building cheap bots that frustrate your users. Use this technology to find where the elite have it better and start handing those billionaire realities to the rest of the world.